Good Tuesday afternoon. Actually, it's about 4 o'clock. Just got off work about half an hour ago. It's been hell out there. We have been just inundated with work due to the holiday. It's nonstop. It's crazy. It's 12 hours Monday, 12 hours today. Hopefully it's only going to be about 5 or 6 hours tomorrow, because tomorrow is normally a lighter day. But with all that being said, what I'd like to talk about today is the state of Illinois. Now, why the state of Illinois, you're saying? Why the hell are you worried about the state of Illinois? Well, a lot of you know I moved from Illinois. Okay, I've been in my new home state of Florida for roughly 6 months now. But here's what gets me. I'm just going to point out a few things about the state of Illinois. This is how fucking stupid the people of the state of Illinois are. Now, granted, not all of you are. Some of you just sit back and go, what are we going to do? And you know what? That's rightly so. I understand that, because toward the end of my 2 years there, the last 2 years, I did the same thing. I just stuck my head in the sand and said, fuck it, who cares? But here's how stupid the politics of the state of Illinois are. When I lived out there, we went 2.5 years under a Democratic governor, and we could not get a balanced budget. 2.5 years. They were paying state cops $10 an hour. These guys are used to making $90 to $150 grand a year, and they're down to $10 an hour because they couldn't come up with a plan. Health services were shutting down. People weren't getting food stamps. It was a total fucking mess. Okay? 2.5 years. 2.5 years we put up with that shit. Then they announced that they've passed and they've balanced the budget. Fantastic. That's what I thought. Fantastic. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't exactly balance the budget. We raised taxes across the board 33.3% and called it a balanced budget. Do you know any other state in the union that would accept that other than California? No. Okay? Now, the stupidity in Illinois continues. We used to have a governor up there by the name of Rod Blagojevich. Mr. Blagojevich was your typical governor in a long line of crooked fucking Illinois governors. He's in prison now. Just like the likes of Dan Walker, Governor Ogilvy, what was that other guy? Mr. Secretary of State. I can't think of his name now. George. Oh, well, Mr. Grumpy Ass. He always, rah, 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 rah. I can't go to prison. Lorelei's sick. That was his wife's name. Lorelei needs me. I can't go to jail. That was his excuse to not go to jail. Because his wife, who was 80-some years old, all of a sudden needed him for medical purposes. Well, he's in jail. Blagojevich is in jail. Governor Dan Walker went to jail. Governor Ogilvy went to jail. Every fucking governor we have in the state of Illinois stands like a 92% chance of ending up in prison. Okay? So, you have to ask yourself, as a consumer or as a voter in the state of Illinois, when a governor comes up for election or he's running for the first time, you got to ask yourself a few hard-hitting questions like, is this guy a piece of shit? Is this guy a dirty dog? Is this guy no good? Is this guy out for his own self-awareness? Well, guess what? Last November, the state of Illinois elected J.B. Pritzker to be governor of Illinois. Now, you're probably going, so? Okay, so? You're right. Now, back in Rod Blagojevich, I just call him Blomy Bitch. Back when Blomy Bitch was gearing up what to do with Barack Obama's Senate seat, talks of selling it, using it for special favors and whatnot, he decided to enlist the help of J.B. Pritzker. Now, J.B. Pritzker comes along and says, hey man, It's a great deal. You know, if you throw in that attorney generalship for me, you know, I'll lie to the FBI. I'll tell them whatever you want me to tell them. I'll play stupid. All this has been recorded. Hundreds and hundreds of hours of recordings of this jackass and these two jackasses planning to sell Barack Dumbas's Senate seat for favors. Okay, Blagojevich goes down for it. J.B. Pritzker turns around and says, "That wasn't me. I never did that. You ain't got me on tape." And it's clear as day it's him. Okay, so this is all over the news how Pritzker is dirty. He's in bed with Blagojevich. You know, all this and that. He's also manipulating a state law where he gets to keep a dilapidated mansion on his property in a non-livable condition so he can get generate tax favors for it. Okay, I mean, the guy's a piece of shit, and the fucking dumbasses of Illinois go and fucking elect him governor. All I want to know is what drinks were they giving out at the voting booth? And did they forget to put the other guy's name even on the ballot? It was just, hey, come here, vote for JB. Who else is running? Nobody, just JB. Really? Just JB? Yeah, that's all. Just don't worry about it. We'll take care of the rest of it. So, now a lot of people wonder, they say, how come you left Illinois? I left Illinois for several reasons. First and foremost, we wanted the hell out of there. Taxes were crazy. Our taxes on our house were climbing like crazy. They were well over $1,100, going up to $1,300 before we moved. Me and my wife together, we were making good money at periods of time when we lived there, and we were always broke. We always barely had enough money to get by because of the taxes in Illinois. Traffic from our house. I lived in a little town called Lake in the Hills. Well, it's not a little town. I lived in Lake in the Hills, Illinois. If I walked from my house to the Jewel food store, I could make it there in 10 minutes. If I drove, it would take me 40 minutes. That's how bad traffic was. That's how bad congestion is in Illinois. If you're familiar with Schaumburg, Illinois, Lake in the Hills is becoming a little Schaumburg. Okay, it's not good. So we got out of there. Another reason we moved, our daughter was accepted to a university down here, a very prestigious university. And they wanted her really bad, and now she's there. Third reason, we couldn't stand the weather anymore. Couldn't take the fucking snow. Couldn't take the ice. Couldn't take the cold. I got tired of it. But as I was watching the November elections, I remember watching Illinois and thinking, oh my God, there's no way in hell J.B. Pritzker is even going to fucking come close to winning. They got him on tape saying he would lie to the FBI. They got him on tape saying that selling Barack Obama's Senate seat was a good idea. They got him on tape saying, you know, I'll do all this if you give me the attorney general position. And at one point, Rod Blagojevich says to him on the tapes, he goes, well, you are a lawyer, right, JB? And he goes, oh, yeah, absolutely I am. Well, J.B. Pritzker is also an heir to the Hilton, one of the hotel chains. He's an heir to it. I don't know exactly how it works out, but he is. And apparently, when you throw enough money at universities, somebody's in a hurry. When you throw enough money at universities, they like to give you shit, like doctorates, degrees, all this. Now, I have yet to see any proof that J.B. Pritzker is a lawyer. He's a scumbag. He's a con artist. He's terrible for the state. He's going to absolutely destroy that state of Illinois. And what I'm getting at is simply this. Illinois is a democratically run state. It has been for decades. And it has progressively gone downhill for decades. But the people of Illinois are so fucking stupid They go in there, they scream change. We want something new. We need the people to change things around. They get it, and what do? They vote fucking Democrats again. So we had no choice but to get the hell out of that state because it was killing us. It was killing us on taxes. It was killing us on everything. And plus, I really didn't want my kid going to some snobby-ass fucking school in Illinois. Now, my wife is a graduate of Northwestern in Evanston, okay? That's a good school. But she worked her fucking tail off for that position. She, just like my daughter, worked her ass off to get where she's at now. So, little inside joke to my wife, there's no white privilege in this. She knows what I mean. But the gist of the story is really simple. Illinois is so effed up by the doing of the Democratic Party for decades, and nobody seems to want to stop it. Further proof by electing J.B. Pritzker. But see, JB he's a smart guy. He knows how to appease the masses. So what's the first thing he comes out? Okay, I've won. I'm the governor-elect. What do I need to do? People are out there screaming that I'm a bad guy. What do I need to do? I know. I will talk about legalizing marijuana as soon as I get into office. Well, we had medical marijuana up in Illinois, and it was bullshit hoops to jump through. Just like medical marijuana in Florida is a fucking joke and a half. It is a fucking joke and a half. Don't listen to anybody. If you're planning on moving down there, don't listen to anybody telling you that it's the greatest thing there is, and you go to True Leave and Dr. MJ, and you get all your stuff. Well, guess what? You can still lose your job, even on medical marijuana, if you piss dirty. Even if you have the card, you can still piss dirty and lose your job. Plus, I've followed some of the people out here and in Illinois on their medical marijuana pages, and all they talk about is bad products, shit products, stuff that doesn't last, vape pens that are breaking. They're saying that the juice that they're giving you might be 33 1/3%, and when they're analyzing it, it's only like 9%, and they're selling it to you at a higher rate. Total bullshit. So old JB's going to jump in here and go, guess what, potheads? I'm going to make your fucking wet dream of wet dreams come true. You're going to have legalized marijuana in the state of Illinois. Now, if you don't think that is nothing more than just a fucking bandage to put over his bad PR, then you should go live in Illinois, continue to drink the Kool-Aid, and take whatever they give you, because you'd fit right in. See, because only smart people realize what's going on in Illinois. Illinois is faltering. Illinois is going to fail because they think taxing themselves. Oh, here's another thing. There's also another Democrat, surprise, there's a Democratic senator or congressman from Illinois who wants to impose a tax for leaving the state of Illinois. Okay, California did the same thing. Okay, sorry about that. California did the same damn thing, and what they did was they put your name down when you leave, and they know you're gone. So if you ever have to come back to that state, they tax the living fuck out of you to get back in. Everything is taxed. And look how good California's running, okay? It's not a good deal in Illinois. So I suggest if you're in the state of Illinois, get the hell out as soon as you can. I am very glad that I left. I'm glad I went down south. I belong down here. Trust me, I belong down south. I am a down south boy, man. I absolutely belong down here. My family's from Mississippi. I've always enjoyed being in Mississippi. I always enjoyed when I lived in Tennessee. But it wasn't far enough south. And then when I met my wonderful wife and she expressed a desire to live in Florida, match made in heaven. Match made in fucking heaven. Because I've always wanted to live down here too. I've been coming down here since about 1983. Except for I started coming down to Pompano Beach, which Pompano Beach should be called Pompous Beach. But that's another story, completely another video someday. But state of Illinois, watch it closely, because guess what? it's going to implode on itself real soon, real soon. They're going to divide that state up, and they're going to sell it to the other states. You're going to watch Wisconsin's southern border is going to go all the way down to Kankakee. You know, because let's face it, if it wasn't for Illinois, Wisconsin would have no tax dollars, tourism and all that shit, the Dells and whatnot. So, quick lesson for today. If you're in the state of Illinois, get the hell out of there while you still can, because you are going to be taxed to death. And it's coming, folks. It is coming. Unlike the immigrant caravan, which all of a sudden that went away. I wonder why. Oh yes, good old CNN and their staged photos. Another story for another video. But thanks for watching. I do appreciate. Oh, and some of you probably wondering why I haven't put out a video in a while. Well, last Friday I kind of got hurt at work. I severely sprained my left ankle. I've been working on it, and it's hurting like hell, but I'm getting better. And today I took another tumble, and I screwed up my left side, my shoulder and my hip, because I went down hard in the dark. Because we're out there at 4:30 in the morning, and it's still dark. And the only thing you have to light your way is the hopper light from the back of the truck, and sometimes you can't see where you're going. Plus, I work in an area that looks like they've had military bombings going off on their streets. It's terrible. So, that gives you a little insight of where I've been, and a little bit more of insight from what I feel about the state of Illinois and the Democratic Party, how they're screwing it up. As you can see, the phone is shaking because, believe it or not, right now in Florida, it is only 56 degrees. And I'm standing out here in my backyard. Yes, this truly is my backyard. I have a lot of acreage. And there's no sun on me, and it's freezing. So, with that being said, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, hit that bell icon. Actually, most importantly, hit that subscription button. If you have a channel out here and you subscribe, I will subscribe right back to your channel, so it's a win-win for both of us. I was at like 30-some people, and then I got a little boost up, and I'm at 87 subscribers. Wow. And I'd like to try to get to 100. So if you could do me that favor, or if you don't, just leave me a comment. Tell me what you think of the state of Illinois. Tell me what you think of JB Pritzker. Tell me what you think of this channel. If you want me to do a certain subject, drop it in the comments, and I'll see what I can do for you. Like, subscribe, bell icon. We are out of here. Thank you so very much for watching. I do appreciate it.